And some of those folks live 30
Welcome to the
minutes
Ladies and
from this
Justice
event,
YouTube channel.
but refuse to come here to prepare. How do we?
Preparation meets opportunity.
Inevitably, they'll say, LegalShield didn't work out for me. I tried something like that. And they didn't. They didn't. They joined. They didn't participate. That's like the person who says, I want to run the marathon, but they don't prepare for the marathon. That's like the person who says, hey, look, I want to do better in life, but they don't prepare to do better in life. So I happen to know, only because of all the mistakes that I've made and how many big events I've been to since I've been at LegalShield, what happens when the average person leaves out of this event. Because you feel so good being in this environment where it feels so supported. It feels like, man, I can do this. But if I don't help condition your mind to help you to gain some mental stamina, what you experience here today lasts for one day. And in some cases, tonight, depending on who you talk to this evening when you call home. So let's talk real quickly about preparing your mindset, because my job tonight and my task is to make sure that all of us coming out of here end up at the super regionals and then end up in New Orleans. So my job is to help us to break the stat or the norm that's existed in our industry. Normally in our industry, about 50% of the folks who make it to one event don't make it to the next. However, I believe if you get the right people together, you can actually break some records. You can do more with 20% than you can with the 80%. If you have the right 22 people on the field, on the football field, you can actually do better than the wrong 22,000 people who are in the stands complaining. So let's help prepare us for this big win. So we see that there's different types of people who prepare or sometimes don't. Some come prepared. That was me. So don't compare yourself. I actually came to LegalShield somewhat prepared. I was prepared because my first company in the direct sales industry was with water filtration and nutritional products. It cost $5,000 to join that company. So when I got to LegalShield, they said it was $249. So I'm like, hold up, it's only $249? And I hear some of my colleagues complain about the $49. They're like, no, it is $49. I'm like, you gotta pay? Yeah, you gotta pay. Then it's $24.95. You gotta pay every month. And I want us to be unapologetic about starting a business where someone has the potential to have unlimited income, residual income, for $49. Then I had to go to an in-person training, equivalent to the Fast Start training. And the first training there was called Basics. They called it the Basics. And it was $300 to go to the Basics. So then I hear people saying, so hold on, so I got to go to an in-person Fast Start training? It's traffic in my area. This is the same person that wakes up at 5 in the morning, that spends an hour in traffic to get to a 9-to-5 job, and an hour back home to pick their kids up from aftercare. That's 2 hours of commute times 5 days a week is 10 hours for a limited income, for a determined income. And I know, I'm not judging. If you love your job, you should continue to do it. But don't complain about it and still do it and not be willing to do something to make it better. This is the thinking. I had to shift my thinking, guys.